Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is indeed an excellent day to serve an excellent God in and with the spirit of excellence. Good morning, Chaplain Sherry, Coach Sherry, your community pastor Sherry, all the Sherrys, but add them up to Sherry from the 800 block of Mooney Avenue. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good midnight, good all of the things. I'm just so happy to be here, as they say, that last night, that I was able to wake up this morning and, my bed wasn't my cooling board and my sheet wasn't my winding sheet. So what does that mean? That I am alive, that I am alive. Good morning, good morning. Come on in the room, come on in the space this morning. And when you get here, let's properly greet each other so that I will know who is in the room with me so that we can have a conversation. Good morning. Good morning. I pray that all is well with you and all concerning you. As you can see, I am in this space. I'm in another space this morning. So when I'm in another space and I've already applied my makeup, that means that I want to talk to you and not have to rush through, right? I want to talk to you and not have to rush through. So as you are coming in, listen, this is indeed a free space. All I ask is that you share, tag, all of the things. And so you say, well, Sherry, you say that it is a free space, but I see rolling and along the ticker at the bottom, it says that to sow into this ministry. Certainly, if that is your prerogative, if that is your choice, you may do so, because although it is a free space, it is not free. It is not free. There are expenses that are attached to this. And so if by chance that you want to, if something that I've said or you've gleaned from these times together, you certainly may sow into the ministry. You may sow into the ministry. Listen, come on in this space. And this morning, before we get to talk about what we need to talk about, or our topic of today, I do want to remind you of the 4-week Advent study, that is going to begin on December the 2nd. December the 2nd is a 4-week Advent Bible study. Jesus born in a world like ours. Jesus born into a world like ours. We want to talk about, through these 4 weeks, every Tuesday night beginning December the 2nd. So that is the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. So Advent is 4 Sundays leading up to Christmas Day. The Christmas season does not begin until Christmas Day. Up until that time, we are awaiting. We are anticipating the promised child, but we have not gotten there. So to get us started, I want us to talk about the world in which Jesus was born. I want us to ask some questions, and in the chat you will see the Zoom. You will see the Zoom, and we want to make sure that you are able to register. It is going to be on Zoom. It is going to be in Zoom, right? So you are able to register. Please get your seats. Get your seats. Get your seats. We're going to do some womanish work, some liberation work. We're going to talk back to the text. We're going to talk back to God because we got some questions, and we are going to talk back to each other. So make sure that you click on the link. Make sure that you click on the link to be able to, in order for you to register, in order for you to register. So we want to make sure that you are able to do that. We want to make sure that you are able to do that. So let us talk about what we're going to talk about today. Let us get into it, as they say. Let us get into it, as they say. Let us talk about what it is we are talking about this morning, that we are talking about this morning. So today I want to talk about 5 toxic phrases. 5 toxic phrases that religious systems use to keep women silent. 5 toxic phrases that are used to keep women silent. And I am purposely talking about systems and not people. Now, people play in 2 systems, but if we can tear down the system, if we can dismantle the system, we will dismantle the practice. If we dismantle the systems, we can dismantle the practices. So what am I talking about? What am I talking about when I talk about systems? What am I talking about when I'm talking about systems? And particularly, the system that needs to be dismantled is patriarchal systems. The system that needs to be dismantled is patriarchal systems. And patriarchal systems are social, religious, political, and cultural structures designed to privilege men, especially male authority, male control, and male leadership, while limiting the power of women's voices and women's visibility. Let's talk about that again. So we're not talking about people, we're talking about systems. We want to dismantle the systems that seek to keep women silent. Good morning. If you're just coming in, this is Coach Sherry, Chaplain Sherry, your community pastor Sherry. And this morning we are focusing on 5 toxic phrases that religious systems use to silence the church, silence women. So, patriarchy, male dominance, right? Male dominance are built upon systems that are social, religious, political, and cultural, designed to privilege males, especially male authority, male control, and male leadership, while limiting the power, the voice, and the visibility of women. That's that's the problem. We're not against men. We're not against males. We are against systems, right? And so patriarchy is a system. Patriarchy is a system. Sexism is the symptom, and silencing is the strategy. Let's say that again. Patriarchy is the system. Sexism is the symptom, and silencing is the strategy. So we are not, if we can dismantle the system, the practices will fall. Good morning, Coach Sherry, Chaplain Sherry, your community pastor Sherry. My goal is to unmute women, to help women to reclaim their voices, to speak up, to talk back, to not shrink. Good morning. If this is your first time joining me, Coach Sherry, Chaplain Sherry, your community pastor Sherry. And this morning, our focus is systems designed to keep women in their places. And they do this in the name of God. And so we are talking about how religious systems use patriarchy to keep women silent. So we want to talk about, and we'll continue as the days go on to talk about how patriarchy harms women and how specifically it harms Black women. Because we sit at the intersection of gender, race, and social. We or social or economics. All three of those, when we enter a room, we are entering racially, gender, and also we have to deal with social economic when we walk in the room. So here are 5 phrases that are used to silence women, and we're not going to be on long. This is just an introduction, right? The first toxic phrase used to silence women is just be humble and let the Lord exalt you. How many times when it comes to women, we are told, just be humble. Just let the Lord exalt you. This is a phrase that is often weaponized as a spiritual muzzle. As a spiritual muzzle. It's a mechanism. It's a phrase that is used to keep women quiet, compliant, and non-threatening to the system, right? To power structures. This is what we're being told. Oh, just Humble is the way. And they use Bible. That's why it's toxic. They use Bible and say, and give us quote, because black women love us some Bible. We love us some Jesus. And then we'll say, well, Jesus was humble. No, Jesus tore up some systems. So here's the harm to that. It makes women doubt their leadership gifts and delay them in walking in their purpose. Because what it does, it says, well, you just wait. You just remain humble. You just get in a corner and you wait until your change comes. You wait until God exalts you. What it does is it causes women to doubt their leadership and delay walking in your purpose. That's the harm to it. Here is the truth, that God exalts those who step into their call, not those who shrink to appease others. Ooh wee. God exalts those who step into their calling rather than shrink to appease others. Here's the second thing. Your season will come. Just wait. Your season will come. Just wait. And what they're saying is, your season will come when you tone down. Your season will come when you stop challenging us. Your season will come when you only say what we want you to say, or you show up in the respectable way. But what it is a delay tactic to keep women in perpetual preparation, while those with less experience, they leapfrog. You're seeing people pass you by. You're seeing people pass you by while they're telling you, oh, your time will come. Just wait. Just remain humble. Your time will come. How many times? You have more experience. You have more credentials. You have more experience. But you are passed over. You are passed over while you see people with less get the job, get the raise, get the promotion, get the pulpit. And so what that says is, and then I don't know if this has happened to you before, then you are asked to train the person who has less. Good morning, Joy. So glad to see you here this morning. But what it does is this causes women to accept breadcrumbs. But here is the truth. Here is the truth. Your calling is not pending approval from gatekeepers. Oh, your calling, let me put this in in the chat, your calling is not pending the approval of gatekeepers. It's just not. Your calling is not pending the approval of gatekeepers. What do I mean? Who is a gatekeeper? Someone who's at the gate, who is upholding a system that keeps you out. What God has called you to does not need approval of people. There are those who benefit from you waiting. We're talking about 5 toxic phrases or 5 toxic phrases that are used to silence women. The first was, just be humble and let the Lord exalt you. That's what they tell us. Just be humble. You're too arrogant. You're too forceful. You're just too bold. You're too aggressive. Just be humble. That's what they're telling you. That's what they're telling us. The second thing is, your season to lead will come. Just wait. Just wait. But what they want you in is a perpetual waiting, because your time never comes if you're waiting on people. If you're waiting on people. Here's the second one. Here's the third one. You're being emotional. You're just being too emotional and not spiritual. So what they're saying is that our passion is too aggressive. And so the same actions can come from a male, and it's called assertive. It's called passion. But for us, it's called aggression. It's called we're given the phrase, the angry black woman. And so what we do is, in order not to be labeled, we come in quiet. We come in shrinking. And what I want you to know is, even if you shrink yourself, even if you try to tone down your personality, it may get you in the room, but they will still want to control you. So we are being labeled as emotional when we want to use our voice. And so what this does, what is the harm here, is that it makes women feel that their intuition and their experiences are liabilities. It makes us doubt ourselves. But here is the truth. Emotion is not an enemy of spirituality. Emotion is not the enemy of spirituality. Emotion often reveals where the spirit is moving. Do not allow people to tell you you're being too emotional, and that's not of God. And because they use God, you tone down. Here's another thing. Here's the fourth one. We just want to keep the unity in the church. We don't want to cause any problems. We don't want to, if you just tone down, if you just be quiet, if you just shrink, if you just humble yourself, but and because you are speaking out, because you are asking questions, you're causing problems. You are sowing seeds of discord. And what this is, the toxicity is in this is that this is a code word for don't disrupt the comfort of those in power. To do not disrupt the power. And so the harm in this is that women internalize the conflict as ungodly, even when the conflict is simply telling the truth. But here is it. This is the truth right here. So the harm is to tell us that to just keep quiet, to keep peace and all of these things. And we begin to internalize that and believe that we are indeed the problem. But this is what real unity is. Real unity is built on honesty, justice, and accountability. Not because women are quiet. You can be quiet as much as you want. But if there is no honesty, if there is no justice, if there is no accountability, we still have a problem. And here's the fifth one. Here's the fifth toxic phrase that is used to silence women. God will fight your battle. Just stay quiet. Let God fight your battle. And so what we often use this, I'm gonna just let God handle it. Well, how does God handle things? God handles things through people. And oftentimes I hear people say that, especially women, I'm gonna just it's out of my hands. I'm gonna let God handle it. How does God handle it? This is one of the most spiritualized silencing tools. It suggests that if any form of self-advocacy is rebellion against God. But in actuality, it's a tool of the oppressor to keep you oppressed. And because we love God so much, and we don't want to do anything against God, we begin to internalize that and say, well, perhaps I will not speak up. But it is a tool to silence you. It is a tool to keep you docile. It is a tool. Women are taught to accept the harm, to tolerate manipulation, and remain unsafe in systems that seek to kill, steal, and destroy them. Sometimes God is handling it through your voice, through your speaking up, through your refusal to allow the system to remain as it is. Sometimes God works through and is fighting your battle through your courage to walk away from unsafe people, places, and things. God will fight your battle, is what we're told. And so we just sit and wait. It's like the slave masters, the enslavers have um, brainwashed, or they were constantly telling the enslaved, you'll get yours in the by and by. All the streets in heaven are paved with gold. You're going to get milk and honey in heaven. But down here, you need to keep your mouth closed. Your soul may belong to God, but your bodies belong to us. And in the same way, the patriarchal systems, the religious, social, and cultural structures designed to privilege one over another, says God will fight your battle if you just be still. And I want to suggest to us that God fights our battles when we speak up. God fights our battles when we courageously walk away from that which harms us. Here's the 5 again, and I'm out of here. I'm out of here. So listen, I am trying this. Well, not trying, but I have gotten, I'm into these lip bars, right? I'm into these lip bars, and this is called Boy Trouble. Boy Trouble. Boy Trouble. So I'm going to I'm trying these lip stains. I'm trying these lip stains. So here is the 5 again. Here's the 5 again. Number 1, just be humble and let the Lord exalt you. Number 2, your season to lead will come. Just wait. Number 3, you're too emotional, and that's not spiritual. Number 4, we just want to keep the peace in the church. And number 5, God will fight your battle if you just stay quiet. I want to contend that these are manipulation tools to keep you silent. To keep you silent. Listen, God has given you a voice to show up, to speak up, and to walk in the calling that God has given you. Because guess what? You don't need another's approval. Listen, like, share, tag, like, share, tag, like, share, tag. And may all be well with your day. Oh, just one more thing. Don't forget the 4-week Advent Bible study leading to Christmas. This will be Tuesday nights on in Zoom. You must register. And the comment and in the comment section, you're going to see the registration. You don't have to have Zoom. All you need is because there is a web browser, so you can get it on your cell phone, your iPad, and all of those things if you are not at the computer. And so register to make sure you get your seat. This is a free offering. We're going to take a look at the world in which Jesus was born. And I contend that there ain't nothing new under the sun. Good morning, Auntie. Glad to see you here. Listen, I'm out of here. And as they say, as I say, may all be well with your day. Bye-bye.